AK lad and let the division crack on.
Interim's a genuine title. The people who say it's not a genuine title have never won a title in life.
Yeah, people keep saying, oh, you're probably going to end up like Tom when you win it, it'll get upgraded. And
why would that happen though?
Because people are saying Ilia's not going to be back for at least a year. I don't know, lad. I want to show everyone that I can beat him, but at the same time, if I have me waiting, like Tom was waiting for John, then no. Just AK lad and let the division crack on.
I think it should be Paddy and Ilya. I think that's the biggest fight in MMA.
The division is buzzing with anticipation as Arman Sarakin has openly shared his thoughts on the interim championship fight. He has said he would rather see Justin Gaethje beat Paddy Pimblett, believing that if Pimblett wins, he might avoid facing him in a future matchup.
Justin Gaethje is fighting Paddy Pimblett coming up. Who do you favor?
I want Justin to beat Paddy. Yeah.
The creation of this temporary title comes from an unusual situation in the lightweight division. The undefeated champion, Ilia Topuria, has stepped away from the sport temporarily to deal with personal matters, specifically a divorce. This has left the division in a state of uncertainty. The organization decided to introduce an interim championship while Topuria sorts out his affairs, a move that surprised many in the fighting world, especially since the top-ranked contender has been completely excluded from this fight. Sir Yen, despite being sidelined for this particular match, remains optimistic about his chances at the title. He expressed confidence that he will get a championship opportunity before the end of the year. While the exact timing is still unclear, his estimates suggest he could face a title fight either in the middle of the year or toward year's end. The only unpredictable factor in all of this is when Topuria will return to competition.
Justin, he's gonna fight with me, but Paddy, if Paddy wins, he's gonna try to avoid me and trying not to fight me because he's not man like Justin.
Betting markets have produced one of the more surprising outcomes recently. When the initial odds were released, Paddy Pimblett was listed as a favorite, a result that caught many fans and analysts off guard. Laura Senko, a well-respected UFC commentator and analyst, even double-checked the numbers when she first saw them, finding it hard to believe that Justin Guy was considered the underdog. While Senko acknowledges Pimblett's impressive skills and versatile fighting style, she felt his status as such a heavy favorite didn't quite make sense given the experience gap between him and Guy. As fight week approaches, the odds have remained surprisingly steady. Pimblett is listed at minus 225. While guys stand at plus 185 according to the top sports books. These numbers show that public opinion has held firm, resisting the usual shifts that often occur as professional bettors weigh matchups and fight week developments. The stable odds suggest that many bettors truly believe the younger, less experienced fighter may actually be the safer bet.
Which he is, I believe, currently around a 2-1 favorite to do so. Yeah, a little surprising there. I know he opened as the favorite, and people are like, I had Eddie Alvarez on the show, and he's like, he loves Justin Gaethje, obviously, and he's like, once I go to the sports book, Justin's not going to be the underdog anymore. My bet's going to change it alone, but it's really not. A lot of backing for Paddy in this fight.
That's fascinating. I mean, it's not like I think Paddy should be some ginormous underdog. But that number being so far the other way does surprise me. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it does. But then I look at the stuff on Justin's side. I don't know if you saw that thing about the ingrown hair, the staph infection. That's one thing. Trevor Whitman just did an interview with Brett Okamoto at ESPN, basically saying like, this is it for us. If we don't win this, we're not sticking around for money fights or super fights. Like, kind of applying that pressure there. So I kind of worry for where Justin Gaethje's mind is at, because he was going to hold out and retire if he didn't get a fight like this either, it seemed like.
Yeah, I just think Justin is so experienced, so violent, so he brings an element that none of Paddy's past opponents has had. That being said, there are times where, I think there'd be a lot of opportunities for Paddy to get a submission. So that's what makes it
a minor controversy emerged before the fight when fans noticed a mark on Gaethje's neck in video footage. Online speculation quickly spiraled, with some suggesting it could be an infection, a serious concern in combat sports where such conditions can spread quickly. Gaethje quickly addressed the rumors on his social media, explaining that the mark was simply a healing ingrown hair. He expressed frustration over the speculation, noting that such assumptions created unnecessary drama and were particularly sensitive within the organization.
He has staff. Justin Gaethje has staff. That's it. He's totally compromised. He's gonna lose to Paddy. Oh no! I mean, look at that on his neck there. That is just disgusting. Gaethje, man, cover that up. I don't want to be looking at that. Now, Gaethje's come out and said it is an ingrown hair, and brisket hanging out of my mouth, Nostradamus. That is a big word for you to be using, Justin Gaethje. I don't even know what that means. You might be low-key a scholar. Getting punched in the face, you might be the first person who's getting punched in the face a lot and somehow become smarter. Now, I know people are going to be saying built-in excuse, yada, yada, yada. Here's what I'm going to tell you. it doesn't really change much. I've already predicted Paddy's going to win. I've already predicted that he's going to absolutely annihilate Justin Gaethje for a multitude of different reasons, right? We already know that Justin Gaethje has like no BJJ. It is non-existent. Bro almost got submitted by Rafael Fiziev. Do you know how bad at grappling you have to be to get submitted by Rafael Fiziev or come close to it? No, this guy's cooked. If this fight touches the ground, it's game over. On the feet, at least Justin has a chance to land something, but the problem with Gaethje is that he's just not very precise with his shots. Like, he's not very good at actually landing the shot where he wants to. Like, yes, he's landing knockout shots due to his power, but he's not a precise puncher, like, at all. I think that Paddy's going to try to maintain the distance. He's going to utilize some of his crafty kicks, and I think he's going to eventually try to shoot a takedown, which he doesn't even have to get all the way. All he has to do is get Gaethje's back. If he gets Gaethje back, it's a wrap. GG.
The storyline around this fight carries a lot of emotional weight. Trevor Whitman, who has coached Gaethje throughout his career, spoke openly about what the outcome could mean for their future. He made it clear that this will be their final run at a championship together. Losing this fight would mean stepping away, not staying in the division, as a gatekeeper. Whitman said, "I'm not afraid to say it openly. This is our final run. If we don't win this fight, we won't continue. We won't stay in the division chasing money fights." Justin would fight again, but he also knows he has to be there for his family. He needs to be smart and take care of himself. If we do win the title, my goal would be to defend it multiple times. We don't hold the belt right now, so claiming it soon is essential. Michael Bisping also weighed in, predicting a win for Pimblett. The former champion and current analyst explained that while Gaethje has strong boxing fundamentals and grappling skills, his grappling has rarely been used in fights. Bisping noted that even if Gaethje tried to take Pimblett to the ground, it would be risky because the British fighter is a skilled wrestler. Another key point Bisping highlighted is age and wear. At 31, Pimblett is still in his prime, showing little fatigue from his career. Gaethje, on the other hand, has endured years of punishing striking battles, which could make a difference in this matchup.
And 55 pounds. I don't see anyone beating Ilia Topuria. I just don't. Not Paddy, not Justin. Yeah, all right, there's Arman Tsarukyan out there, and he's the dark horse. Obviously, Paddy and Justin are fighting for the interim title. That's an interesting fight because Justin, better boxer, better wrestling, never uses the wrestling. Even if he did use the wrestling, you wouldn't really want to take Paddy Pimblett down. Paddy's a lot younger, a lot less miles on the clock, a lot less wear and tear. I'm kind of early leaning towards Paddy Pimblett in that fight. But who's the undisputed champ at the end of 2026? So yeah, 2026, Topuria will still be the champ. Yeah, there's Arman Tsarukyan out there, but I don't think that fight will materialize just yet.
He is entering this fight with strong confidence, predicting he will secure a stoppage victory over his experienced opponent. Pimblett has worked closely with his training partner, Luke Riley, throughout camp to sharpen his offensive skills. Riley has an impressive stoppage record in his flawless UFC career, and Pimblett believes that training alongside him has elevated his striking to a level beyond what Gaethje usually demonstrates in fights. Their strategy focuses on controlling distance to keep the hard-hitting veteran at bay, then capitalizing with powerful strikes. Pimblett admitted he was genuinely surprised while reviewing footage at how often Gaethje leaves himself open to punches, noting that this vulnerability could be a significant weakness to exploit.
Oliveira, but you know what I mean, it's a new style for him. You're not just the typical up-and-coming scrapper brawler that's going to get into a fun scrap with Gaethje. There's more intricacies to your game with the grappling as well. So how do you think you're going to get this one done?
I think I finish him wherever the fight goes, to be honest. Obviously, I know we can bang, but every fight we get a breakdown made of our opponent, and it actually shocks me how much he gets hit. And I know he takes one to give one, but you can't really just do that at this level. That's why he's lost to people like Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles, because you can't just take one to give one, and I'm not going to just be standing there to let him hit me back, you know what I mean? So be using me range, keeping him on the outside, and I've got a feeling I'm going to knock him out, to be honest. I don't know what it is, I've just got a sneaky suspicion I'm going to knock him out. You know, I've been doing a lot of rounds with Luke Riley for this camp, and Luke's got much better technical striking than Justin Gaethje, and I'm having a lot of success sparring with Luke. And obviously one of my coaches, Ellis, who used to fight himself, he's the exact same build as Justin. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch reach, and I've been doing rounds with him. He's literally, because he doesn't fight anymore, lad, and he's just a coach, he's just done Justin's style for me. He hasn't got his own style, he's been doing Justin for me, and just the bits what we're working, I can see me knocking him out or dropping him and then submitting him. People are going on about his takedown defense, but if I want to take him down, I will take him down, lad. Simple as. But I can see myself dropping him ending up on top and either TKOing him or submitting him or TKOing him ground.
Michael Chandler offered perhaps the boldest prediction, backing Gaethje in the upcoming fight, while also envisioning him eventually defeating Topuria in a future unification bout. Having recently shared the cage with Pimblett in Miami, Chandler had a first-hand look at qualities casual viewers might miss: Pimblett's reach advantage, versatile kicking game, and calm composure under pressure. These traits give him a level of danger and intensity that few fighters in any division can match. Chandler's confident forecast of Gaethje beating the undefeated Topuria, whom he previously called possibly the most technically skilled fighter in the organization, highlights a strong belief in Gaethje's potential to become a champion.
Also have been on record and said that Paddy Pimblett is better than a lot of people think he is. Because of his, his haircut and the way he talks and some of the strength of schedule. People don't give him a lot of credit, but when I fought him in April in Miami, I'm not going to say that I was surprised, because I was expecting the best version of Paddy, but he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. He's got long reach, good kicks, pretty darn patient and composed in there. But Gaethje's a whole different animal. So if I had to bet, which I can't, but if I had to lean in one direction, I'd go Justin Gaethje, interim champion, and then he beats Ilia Topuria later on this year.
Ferguson offered insights that went beyond physical performance, focusing on the mental side of the fight. He noted that Guy carries the weight of 2 previous failed title attempts, which can create emotional pressure that resurfaces in championship bouts. This recurring stress contrasts sharply with Pimblett's excitement as he approaches his first title opportunity free from the burden of past losses.
Not bad, dude. Paddy's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again, Paddy's in for a new treat, right? Paddy's the one that's never fought for a belt. He's going in there. He's going to be trying to, get that stuff. He's going to feel a little bit more fresher. He's going to have that little bit of excitedness in mind.
Mariah Faber analyzed how skill translates when fights turn into chaotic brawls. While both fighters are willing to engage in intense exchanges, she observed something unique about Gaethje. He seems to thrive when a fight turns into a wild, hard-hitting battle.
Pimblett and Justin Gaethje, who do you favor in that fight?
I gotta go with Gaethje. I feel like he's the one that loves to get down and throw fist for fist, and he's also got the Division I wrestling to negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. Paddy's a very dominant grappler when it comes to submissions. I think Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants it.
He expressed frustration with the fight pairings, arguing that Pimblett's rapid rise seems driven more by marketing appeal than by athletic merit, especially when compared to Sarukian's more accomplished career.
You're just basically saying Paddy's more popular, you're getting it over Armin.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, right? And that's, God, I hate how I kind of get into this too much, but that's really that's the definition of a monopoly, where a single promoter owns the title and the rankings, and it's not a good thing for the sport, in my opinion. And I have to question what it's going to do for the longevity of the sport. I don't think in the short term it's really going to make a big difference, right? It's going to sell the next fight, right? It's going to sell the next pay-per-view. But trends tend to come and go, right? Fads tend to come and go. At some point, to have staying power and lasting power, I think it requires, a meritocracy-based system. It's going to require, some, if you want to bring in guys like Armin Sarukian or Movsar Evloev, I always mess up how I say his name. You want to bring in these Olympic wrestling level guys. They don't want to have to go out there and put on some ridiculous show to become a champion. They don't want to have to go on Instagram and start a podcast and make whatever kind of skits on social media and this silly kind of stuff. They just want to be a world champion because they want to be the best athlete. And that's what makes me wonder how the staying power is going to be, right? When you're dealing with guys that are legitimate athletes that want to be legitimate athletes, and they're getting passed up by guys that are entertaining.
Eddie Alvarez, who has a unique perspective of having defeated Guy years ago, emphasized that preparation and strategy matter more than natural talent. He warned that Guy's relentless intensity is impossible to fully replicate in training, which could leave Pimblett unprepared for the true challenge on fight night.
Years ago, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of that fight with Justin?
that I'm glad it's over and I never want to do it again. I'm like, the fans don't ever ask for a rematch or anything like that, because that would have never. I'm like, I'm glad. He's unique, man, and he's one of my favorite guys to watch. So like, but if you want to beat Justin Gaethje, you have to. So he's a forward fighter and a pressure fighter that he will stand in the pocket, and he's gonna throw everything he got in that pocket. If you don't meet him, you'll get chewed up. So Paddy, the way to beat a guy who like does this very violent, aggressive pressure fighter, you have to meet him. You have to throw when he throws. So you got to be brave, and you have to go when he goes in between his shots. If you do that, you got a fair shot. If you don't do that, if you're not brave and courageous and throw when he throws in between his shots, it's going to be a really long night. It's going to be a hard night for you.
Moy Kino predicted that Pimblett could win by submission unless Gaethje managed an early stoppage. He argued that the odds underestimated Pimblett's advantage on the ground.
You know, I think 5 rounds. If this is the common take, everybody gonna say that, not only me, but if Justin Gaethje doesn't stop him on the beginning, he's going to lose. I think everybody thinks like that, and I think Paddy Pimblett will beat Justin Gaethje. That's what I think.
The mix of predictions and perspectives turns UFC 324 into far more than a typical interim title fight. It represents pivotal career moments, organizational strategy, and the ongoing clash between experience and youth in the sport.